Hello, Stackz Gaming. It's your boy, the mascot. Yes, it is a mascot's deck this time. We have AKA. Oh, I forgot to let you guys know. My name is the Heartbreaker. Yeah. Why they call me that? Just because I break people's heart with this deck, apparently. But yes, this is my Frightfur deck that I made just because it reminded me of Five Nights at Freddy's. Yes, that's one thing. In fact, it did remind me of. Uh, but one thing I can say for certain is that either this deck is an OTK deck, OTK, or you just make your opponent quit. Scoop. Why? Because I have no idea. Um, yeah, basically that's it. Let me get you to the cards. All right. So you have one Fluffal wing. I mean wing. Fuck, my bad. Apologies. One Fluffal cat. I do apologize on that. Three Fluffal wings, because they're very useful, especially with a toy vendor. Skill wise. Draw power right here. This is basically draw power. Fluffal owl. Normal special summon. You get to add that one polymerization. That's good. Or you could use it as a play 500 life points and you could fusion into a Frightfur. Basically, this is a all Fluffal slash edge deck. Three edge sabers. Easy. You know, pretty decent card. I like it a lot. That's not the real reason why I'm using it. Three Fluffal Bear. I love this card. Saved me so many times just to add more draw power to bring out Toy Vendor from my deck to the field. You need three Egypt Sabers. Why? Because during your main phase, you go fusion during your opponent main phase, you could fusion into a Egypt Frightfur. Apologies, stuttering moment. I have been working. I'm tired a little bit. Muttering words. I do apologize. Yeah, basically Edge of Sabers either helps you if your Frightfur monsters are gonna get destroyed by battle or card effects. This could be banished and it'll save it basically, or you could use it to fusion summon into one of them. And if it's in the graveyard, basically that's when it could save the card. Three Fluffal Dogs. Fluffal Dog, if it's normal or special summon, you can add one Edge of Sabers or Fluffal to your hand. Just one. Usually I add sabers, or I'll probably get bear if I had a wing in my hand. That usually helps a lot. I have three Edgem Chain. Why? Because if it declares an attack, if you don't have anything on the field, just attack it, and you get another one into your hand. Because if card is so fantastic, if it's either sent to the graveyard, or you could use it as fusion material as well. It is if it's just sent to the graveyard. Um, you can add one Frightfur card to your hand, and I'll get to that later on. With Fluffal Penguin, if it's during your main phase, obviously you get to special summon one Fluffal extra monster to the field. If this is normal summon, obviously, or special summon at all. Basically, just special summon one more. All right, except for Fluffal Penguin, of course. And if this is used as a fusion material, you could add two cards to your hand, and you have to discard one. Yes, you heard me right there. And two Fluffal Dolphins. Why? Because the dolphin is usually to if you're using it as a fusion material, if you have polymerization in the banish, or Fiverr fusion in the banish, or fusion recovery in the banish, yes, I'll let you know how you're gonna get that in the. If you have that in the fusion, you can just put it back into the deck, I believe. You need one Raigeki because I like messing with people. You need three polymerization. That's useful, very useful. Love it. Monster Reborn is just there. I don't really need it half the time. It's it's weird. I'm gonna be real. Two fusion recovery. Why? Because you're gonna be you are fusioning so much in this deck. Um, Frightfur Fusion. If it's what was that one fusion? I believe. I think it's like Gem Fusion, or Hero Fusion. Something you're gonna use it to fusion summon a certain type. Yeah. For Patchwork, you gotta add one edge or monster and one polymerization from your deck to your hand, and you only can activate this once per turn. Obviously, it's pretty good. I run three. I have three Toy Vendor. I love it. If it's once per turn, you can discard one card. Usually, I'm gonna discard, aka like I said, Fluffal Wing because it's good. Um, that's if you have it in your hand. If not, usually I edge up chain, and then I get more cards into hand. Draw one card and draw one card and show it. If it's like I said, if it's a Fluffal, you get to special summon. Otherwise, if it is not a Fluffal card, you have to discard it. So depending if it's edge imps, those three are mainly some good ones. That's what I use it for. But Toy Vendor usually helps me out with if this card is destroyed, I mean not destroyed, but sent to the graveyard as well. You can add one edge imp saber or one Fluffal monster to your hand. You can add it to your hand from the deck to your hand. Yep. Basically the skill with this. The reason why I have this is you have Fluffal Bear to bring it out. To bring Toy Vendor out. Toy Vendor, if you have Fluffal Wing in your hand as well, you discard this with that. If you have a card, let's just say you have this, if you see the top card that you got was Fluffal Dog, special summon Fluffal Dog, you get Fluffal Penguin into here. You could just special summon Fluffal Owl. You get another polymerization. That's three. I think you're plussing right there. That's only if you get it. It's kind of weird. But yeah, and then if you activate Fluffal Wing from the graveyard, yes, if you activate Fluffal Wing from the graveyard, you banish it and banish another Fluffal, any other Fluffals. You get to draw a card, destroy Toy Vendor, or send Toy Vendor to the graveyard. You add another card to your hand, and you get Toy Vendor skill. You can add a Fluffal or anything. So basically, you're drawing. That's a +3 cards to your hand right there. The other card I have is Frightfur Fluffal. You can banish one polymerization or any fusion spell card from your graveyard. Yeah, the reason why I say this is actually good is because you could, yes, I say this with a passion, you could banish fusion recovery and you could special summon, you could fusion summon. Yeah, love it. You have one fusion reverse. Why is this the only trap card in my deck? I have no idea. I just love it. It is a 43 deck. You can make it 40. I just have it this way because it helps me a lot because it's one card that could be a finisher for me. And let me get to the extra deck. You have one Frightfur Sheep. It's pretty good. If it's destroyed by battle, you can bring it back into battle or into the field. And it gains 800 attack power. Yes, that is correct. You can special name if you do. It gains 800 attack power. You're going to use a Frightfur Sheep once per turn. That is correct. So if it dies twice, that's it. Sadly. You have Frightfur Wolf. This is two. I have two of them. Just because one is shiny, I wanted to do that. Or I don't know the rarity of this. I'm similar new to this game. I just love Frightfurs and I've been playing this since a while back. And if you guys don't know, there's a tournament. I believe this week on Saturday. Why not check it out, guys? It is very important. I believe it is fun. It's gonna have a great time. Was over there at the tournament. I will sadly not be able to make it. If I do make it, it'll probably be at the end of the day. Sadly, just to cheer up people because I have to close for work. Sadly, but I'm here, spending time with my friends if I can. If they want me to go, I'll probably go for in the beginning of the day and then just say hi or be in the video just to say what's up. But let's see, we got two Frightfur Tigers. If you use a saber, you can target one card on the for any materials that you use on this card. Let's say you use 5, and the only you need one edge sabers. You use Fluffal Wing, Fluffal Bear, Penguin. That's like your plussing right there, because you can destroy your opponent's field. That's if you want to. You don't have to. And other Frightfur monsters you control. Oh, that's right. Fluffals or Frightfurs gain 300 attack power. Yes, that is true. Forget about that. Then you have 3 Frightfur Sabertooth because this is my love the card. I love it so much. If you have to fusion one Frightfur monster and one Fluffal or Edgip monster, but if you do 2 Fluffals or one Fluffal and one Edgip or 2 Edgips, this cannot be destroyed by card effects or by battle, I believe. And not only that, if you do fusion into this, you gotta bring back that same fusion material. with polymerization. If it's Frightfur, let's say Frightfur Fusion, it will be hard to bring the other monster back. And every other Frightfur monsters, including this one, including all Frightfur monsters, my bad, all Frightfur monsters gain 400 attack power. That's a lot of plus right there. That's why I have two Krakens. Once per turn, you can target one opponent monster control and send it to the graveyard. Instead of those destroying those cards, just send it to the graveyard. That helps a lot. That is once per turn, but you could bypass it by using Frightfur Sabertooth actually. Yes, that is indeed. You could bypass it. Um, and it can attack twice if you did not use that ability. If you didn't use ability where once per turn you can target one monster and send it to the graveyard, it can attack twice directly as well. Not directly, but it can attack twice each battle phase. And once per turn of the end of the battle phase, if this card you battled, you could change it to defense. Yes, I forgot about that. Another thing, if you do use ability where you send it to the graveyard, you cannot attack directly, but you can attack if it has a monster. If your opponent has a monster. So basically it's a 22k beater, but if you just, fusion this and then go into Sabertooth and then bring out Kraken again, that's a 26k hitter, which if I am correct, that's a 52 beater, I believe, or 54. I don't remember. I'm not good at math. I apologize. One Frightfur Devil, I rarely use him. I'm gonna be real, I rarely use him. He's just there. But when this card is destroys an opponent monster by battle, you can inflict 1,000 damage to your opponent if this face-up card is destroyed by battle or leaves to the field because of the opponent card effects. Yeah, it is a burn card, but I rarely use it. I usually use it for the next card I'll show you right now. And then you can inflict 500 damage to your opponent for each Frightfur monster in your graveyard. So basically, there's another card that I will say right now helps this out, but that's rare when I use them. The card I was mentioning is Frightfur Cruel. If you haven't heard of it, if this fusion monster is, if this card is fusion summoned, obviously, you destroy one card or one card on both players' field. Yes, you would have to destroy one card on your field as well. Usually, I would destroy this card because it's fine. Unless you're me, if you have Toy Vendor on the field, you're gonna destroy that, because why not? But another thing that's a once per turn quick effect. You can target one fusion monster you control, send one Frightfur card from your deck to the extra deck to the graveyard, except Frightfur Cool Well, obviously. If you do, that target monster gains attack equal to half of its original power. So if I have this and I send Frightfur Daredevil, you're gonna gain 15 attack power, I believe, and this is sent to the graveyard as well. And that's basically what he does. And here is my favorite card of the deck. It is Dangerous Frightfur Nightmare. Yes, my ace to the card. My ace. I love her. Was a passion. I only have one of them. I do have two. I just don't really. I can't because 15 extra deck. If there was a side deck, apparently Monster Duel, please do. I wanna do a best of three. You know how many times this ring system sucks. JK. JK. Gains 300 attack for each of fairy. So this, if you fusion into this card with 1-inch imp and 2 fluffals, it gains 300 attack for each fairy and fiend monster in your graveyard. Yes, in your graveyard. During your turn, only when you fusion summon this card by destroys by battle. When this fusion summon card destroys a monster by battle, you can send one Frightfur Fluffal or Edge Imp. My bad, apologies. I do have stuttering moments. Monster from your deck to the graveyard, equal to the original level or of that destroyed monster. When your opponent activates a card or effect that targets this card on the field, quick effect, you can banish this one Frightfur monster from your extra deck, negate the effect. That's not mainly why I use it. I mainly use it for the 300 attack power, because if I like by the end of the game, this card is probably a 7k hitter. I believe 7,000 hitter or more. I have gotten into 9,600 attack power with this card, and I OTK someone with it, I believe. And that is it, guys. Um, I'll show you some combos. I won't be talking in the video because I hardly talk in the videos when I concentrate playing video games or playing Yu-Gi-Oh! But if you do go to the tournament, I hope to see you guys. I really hope. And if you have it, you know, like and subscribe and comment. You know, why not? It's it'll be helping us and it'll be helping the community of Yu-Gi-Oh for this. To spread up, spread our word, and help out our channel. And we could do more free tournaments and give away prizes for free. Yeah, that's basically the real reason why we're doing this, is to have people communicate and have fun again. It's been rarely since the pandemic wise. But yeah,